Come on. This might be amusing.
What is up guys, X-Edge here, and it's definitely been a while since I've done one of these fighting game monthly mix videos, but here we are again. So these games derive from a list I did back in February, so hope you'll enjoy. So new fighting games for you to be aware of, fighting games for you to try, and fighting games for you to share. So without further ado, let's go. So the first game on today's list is a game called Kenju. Now, Kenju is such an amazing undiscovered gem, which now everybody is knowing about thanks to Megavolt 85. This is an unreleased game derived from the Atomic Wave arcade port. So it's a Dreamcast game now that's in around the time in February that now everybody knows about. He's downloaded it and stuff. It's crazy, it's cool, it's a lot of fun. It's like a mix between, I'd say, Rival Schools and Power Stones in terms of the aesthetics. And it's very pleasing to play. Now obviously, because it's an unreleased game, all your other modes such as, you know, survival and practice, you know, just regular options mode and things like that do not exist in this. So this is merely ripped from the arcade. So you've only got story mode and you've only got arcade mode. So those are the main two modes that you can play in this game. But regardless of that, it's fun, the mechanics to learn. One thing, if you are playing this game, just to be careful of, is the boss. This boss seems to suffer from the SNK boss syndrome. Extremely cheap, extremely difficult, but because I've gotten used to his patterns and stuff like that, I have managed to find ways of how to cheese beating this boss. But it is a lot of fun in general. There was one point where I was just constantly playing the game throughout, putting out videos for arcade mode. Again, because the game has no home version, things such as a command list and stuff like that is non-existent. So unless someone creates it, there is nothing for anyone to go by. Although there is a Discord for Kenju, so I will drop that in the description, and I will do the same with all the games that I do mention here in terms of the links of where to find them and stuff like that. But that is Kenju. And just like Kenju, we also have Force 5, another unreleased game derived from the Atomic Wave arcade port. Such a great, cool, fun game to play. Kind of has a cool virtual fighter type of vibe to it, and it's really, really cool. Again, the same things that I mentioned in terms of the, you know, lack of certain modes, because again, it was released from an arcade port. So other than that, the game is a lot of fun. And even going through all of the stages, you have the option of picking the last boss. So you can make the last fight fairly easy for yourself, or you can make it extremely difficult. So that is entirely up to you. But the game is a lot of fun in general. And I've also managed to play it with a friend as well through the power of Parsec, and that was a lot of fun. We both enjoyed the game, and I wish more people go into the game. Honestly, I really enjoyed it, and I hope you guys will too, for whoever decides to play this game. Next game is Ganbatte Karate. Now, one thing I really like about this game, other than the fact that it has that old retro style type of vibe to it, obviously in terms of the graphics with the 16-bit and stuff like that, I really like the community for this game. What I mean by that is the creators of the game are very supportive. If you play their game, they will obviously like share it and tweet it and stuff like that, which is really cool, just spreading the word about it. And they're very passionate about it. They've had a lot of commissions for the game, and this is one of those games that I thought, okay, I'll only play once and then just leave it to the side, move on to something else. But no, this is something that I find myself coming back to over and over again after some time. You know, after going through the story mode of all the characters, I also want to do a review of the game, and hopefully if I can, you know, play with someone in that game, I will do that as well. One thing I would say, I wish there was like an online section to that game, but you know, I'm not really sure what can be done in terms of the game maker, to the 2D game maker. I think that's what the engine is being used for the game. I'm not 100% sure, but regardless of that, the game is a lot of fun, and you know, even just diverse cast of characters through commissions and stuff. So even the diverse cast of characters, you've got original characters, you've got guest characters. It's fun. It's fun. It can be hard going through the game with certain things, but once you've gotten used to the controls and stuff like that, you should be fine. It's very challenging, so this is not one of those games that you'll just play and breeze through. Like, you'll need to put some sort of skill into it, but it's fun regardless. The main thing about a game is it should be fun, and it is definitely fun. I definitely recommend this to everyone to try. I enjoy showing off this game, not only for my channel, but also on Twitter as well. It's a lot of fun. So yeah, that is Ganbatte Karate. Next we have Guilty Gear Strive. Now this was of course the beta that was playable during this time, and my goodness, the way everybody was raving about the netcode, I can see why all these things were being said. The netcode was amazing, and even just playing the game, it felt just buttery smooth, you know. And I'm not really one that's very keen on online in terms of, oh, web connection's good. If I can play with someone online, that's fine. But now I know why everyone's raving about this rollback netcode. It's very, very good. And I'm just glad that people have taken a like to this game. Maybe this will be the Guilty Gear that I will officially get back into, because the last time I even played Guilty Gear was probably during like Accent Core or, you know, Isuka, like the really older titles, like from the PS2 times. When the new one came out, of course, on PS4 and Guilty Gear was revived, I was like, yeah, cool, go into the hype a little bit, and then just died, dropped, continued moving on to something else. But I don't know, maybe with this one I could decide to get back into it, whether it's just casually or it's competitive. It's something I definitely want to give a go. I really liked what I saw from the demo. Had a little play around with May, like she was my main character, and if I decide to again pick up the game later on, I will probably stick with her. And yeah, it's a lot of fun. It is a lot of fun. I don't know if it's gonna be fun for someone new coming into the game, because I still think it's a very, in terms of skill level, it's like intermediate and above. Like, if you don't know fighting games, I wouldn't want to scare people off, but I'm gonna be real with them. I don't think it's the kind of game that I would be like, yeah, if you're new to fighting games, I wouldn't really mention that one. But they can still give it a go regardless. You know, that's what tutorial modes are there for on these games. And if you can get through that, then heck, I guess you can get through the game. You can just play story mode, or just have, you know, a casual approach to the game and just leave everybody else climbing their way up to heaven with the crazy cool lobby that they have going on there. But great game in general. Love the netcode. Looking forward to this game dropping later on in June, I believe, because the game was delayed for quite some time, but I'm sure we can all wait for that, and we'll see where it goes from there. The next game I'd like to discuss is Fantasy Strike. Where do I begin with this game? This was a game that during its really, really early stages, I was super active on this game. Before it had ranked matches, before it was released, before it was even publicized or anything like that, I just really enjoyed the game. I loved the aspect of it, of how it just feels so easy to get into, and you know, everything just flows. I remember just doing hundreds and hundreds of player matches, and then of course that went into ranked matches during the time of the release of this game. It was really fun, and I kind of wish the game had a lot more exposure. Like, even now I kind of feel like the game is out there, but not a lot of people are really playing it, despite the fact of how easy and accessible the game is, you know. And of course you have the option of getting the, I believe there's a core pack for it, so if you want to go that extra mile and support the game, you can do that. They've added like costumes and things like that here and there. To be honest, I would have thought I would have done that by now, but I just haven't, because there are a lot of games on my plate and I just can't digest everything right now. But regardless of it, I love this game. I wish I had more exposure, and I really want a lot of people to get into this. Maybe I should put a lot more content of Fantasy Strike on the channel. I don't know, who knows, It's given me opportunities to be very creative, because of course I put out ranked match videos, player match videos, done collabs with some of my friends playing the game. We all had a blast in the game. Like, it's fun. I just kind of feel like it needs more. You know, it's fun, it's accessible, but now we just need to reach a wider audience, and I think the game will do really well from there. And I don't know if there's going to be any more support in terms of the game and its future, DLC and stuff like that. It's doing well, but I just hope it could do more. The next game on the list is Sonic Smackdown. This is awesome. This was really awesome. I remember seeing this back on Twitter ages ago, and the Twitter channel, shout outs to Arced Forge, they're the ones behind the game, and they even had their own original game called Origin of Storms, and with that same engine, I believe, is what they used to create Sonic Smackdown. And funny enough, it was actually something that while they were showing gameplay and bits of the game, they didn't have a title for the game at that point. And I remember just seeing Sonic doing some crazy combo, and I just typed it in the comments, just like Sonic Smackdown, and the creators responded and said, dude, you just named our game, and boom, it just went with that. It was like, what? Cool, that's awesome. I honestly wish I could find that tweet again and just press it up, but the game has done so well. I think it's done really well for a fan game. It's been so well received. A lot of people have been streaming the game, a lot of people doing tournaments in Parsec, very active Discord, constant support for the game, and a lot of updates too. I think at this point in time that I'm recording the video, the latest character that was released for the game was Cream. So I feel like they've just been adding a lot of characters like weekly almost. That's what it feels like. And they even added their own original characters to that game and Sonic-fied them, so to speak. I can't remember her name. I think her name was like Adelaida or something like that. I can't remember 100%. And I did do some gameplay on her, so if you want to see that video, please do feel free to check that one out. But yeah, the game is really good. It plays similar to Marvel vs. Capcom, so if you like that game, you'll definitely love Sonic Smackdown. Such a great game, and yeah, that game was done so well, and I hope their main game, Origin of Storms, will do just as well, if not even better. But yeah, fantastic game. The next game, hopefully I do not butcher the name of this game, is Hinokakera Chaotic Eclipse. This is a very old game. You know, as I've just been searching online, I do come across these things and I like what I see, so of course I wanted to give that one a go. Now, even though I'm mentioning this one, I've not actually put out any content of it. It was something I've just been quietly playing in the back. Not that I'm doing like a secret combo video or anything like that, but with that game I just got very addicted to it. Played it once and I just remember like coming back to it like every day for quite some time, just playing around, mucking around with combos and stuff like that. Really cool game that was done back in the early 2000s, and there are a lot of games like that that I'm gonna start bringing up because, you know, why not? And two, they're cool. They really are cool. So yeah, this was one of those games, and hopefully I'll put out something in the future. It'll just probably be arcade runs and stuff like that, just messing around with all the characters and having fun. I think I did try to do like some Parsec stuff with someone, but I don't know, that one was a little bit wonky. But the game is fun for me in general. I would say it's fun. Anywhere else it goes other than that, I do not know. But the game is fun in general, and that's all I'll say for that one. And last but not least is Infinite Versus. Now this one is a bit of a sad story because this game, when it was first announced, or when it first came to my attention rather, I thought, okay, cool, this is a potential, you know, 3D-ish Mugen looking thing. Alright, what's going on? Let's see, when does it come out? Okay, it comes out this time. Did the research, followed it up to the point of the release date. Release date came out, the game was delayed, and then it came the following day, and boom, we all got our hands on it and played it, and then just under a week later, the game unfortunately got delisted from Steam. It was such a shame, you know. It was one of those games that potentially had the chance to revolutionize Mugen games, since, you know, with Mugen it's always 2D and stuff like that, but this is like the first 3D take on it, and it had a lot of potential. You know, people being able to make their own modded characters, add them into the game, modded assists, stages, a lot of things that you'd think, wow, people within the Mugen community would like be rejoicing at that time because of its content in terms of being creative and things like that. Like, people had ideas, people had a lot of things that they wanted to do for that game, but the game was heavily criticized to the point that the owner of the game, just delisted it, refunded everyone, and I think the netcode, Blitz netcodes, it couldn't be supported. You know, there were just a lot of things not going well for the game, so it just came to an unfortunate end. Now, for those who were fortunate enough to be able to pick up this game, they can play this. However, they will have to create a firewall so that you're not able to make sure that the game accesses the internet, because that would just automatically stop your game from booting up. It will just say, oh, this game has been, you know, shut down, blah blah blah, and then the game will automatically close off. So you have to create a firewall for that game and just stop the game from being able to access online, and then you should be able to play it like that. Other than that, it's just long gone history now, so that is really sad. And unfortunately, that is it for all these videos. It sucks I had to end it on that one, but hey, there we go. But those are all the games that I played in February. And again, I hope you guys enjoyed this one. And as always, if you do see something, a cool fun game that I should, you know, check out, do let me know. I still have some suggestions that people have mentioned to me, and I'm just piling them all up and eventually going to try them all out as soon as I get a chance to. But other than that, as always, thank you very much guys for watching. Good games, and peace out.